Hello, Gaming Hippie, man. Oh, whoa. Where am I, man? This isn't a... Whoa. This is like totally not YouTubers and... Whoa. Well, alright. Apparently I'm in Lollipop Land right now because some people are watching something, so... Alright. In order to live here, they make me cook, man, so... Alright. So, what they have me to do today is make some Parmesan chicken stuff, or it's chicken breast, right? And they want me to put like powder all over it, a little bit of cornstarch, and they want me to put it on the chicken and cook it. So it's a fad to eat, I guess. What we're gonna need is like a bowl. Put flour and the cornstarch in. Preferably something like this big, so you got plenty of room to work with, right? About three to four eggs, or 5 eggs, depending on how many you're preparing for. You're gonna need your whisk, man, because you need a whisk. And you need some flour or some pancake batter, depending on what you're going to work with. And apparently someone likes chickens or something, I don't know. But also, we have a little bit of olive oil in the pan here, which is... Okay, guys, this is how you transition the chicken, alright? It's going to be a really quick process. You grab a dry hand, and you grab a wet hand, right? And you take the chicken breast, or whatever you're going to cook with, to make this Parmesan. People usually use eggplant, but we're using chicken because that's the most cheapest thing we can afford right now. Because back in my day, the pan's not going at me, so I better hurry up. Alright. So first things first, you want to deal with the eggs. Make sure those are properly whisked. So you're going to remove the rest of those eggs out of there, obviously, because if you leave them in there, it's going to leave an awkward mess on the show. Okay, I'm going to crack that open. That's egg number 1. Don't know where to put that right now, so I'm just going to put that on top of there. So that pan's heating up, so make sure you set it to medium if you're using a electric stove. Wrong procedure. I'm gonna whisk this. A little bit, because it fluffens up the egg. Just a little bit. A lot of people don't like fluffy eggs. They like theirs runny or whatever. That's fine. If they like things running out on them, that's super. Your cornstarch. Now with cornstarch, it's a really painless process. A little bit in there, like so. Not too much though. Just enough to cover the just about a quarter of what you're going to use with the flour. Okay, now we're going to grab some flour. What I like to use, rather than one of those measuring type things, I like just use one of these. They're perfectly fine. Soup ladle. We need about 5 scoops. So. Alright, here we go. 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute. You thought I was actually going to use... Oh my god, it's 2.5. Oh my god. Now mix in the cornstarch in with the flour or the pancake batter. I like using pancake batter because it adds a little bit of a unique sweetness to the batter. We're going to fry this, by the way. Alright. So, first things first, get this out of there. Now, we're going to want to grab a piece of chicken with a dry hand. Now, you're going to remember which is your dry and your wet hand because it gets pretty complicated. Alright, so, first things first, grab your piece of chicken. This is going to be my wet hand. And you're gonna want to get that chicken coated in that baby chicken there. If you're a vegetarian, you're about to cry. So, alright. So, drop that into the flour. Flick your hand across it a little bit. Make sure your hand does not get any egg on it because it'd be pretty awkward trying to clean it up later on. So, alright. Okay. Really simple process. The thing I like to do personally is I have a plate with all the powdered down egged chicken pre placed in this little uniqueness. Once I have a plate prepared for this procedure, then it will be awesome. You're going to need 2 plates. One's going to be for, obviously, the prepared chicken, and the other one's going to be for the finished cooked chicken. So, this is going to use this plate for the already prepared chicken. Alright, so, there now. Next piece of chicken. I'm going to repeat this until we're done. Okay guys, we just finished doing all the chicken, you can probably tell. Alright, so you can do the rest of the yolks, well, toss it away, most likely, or if you have a lot of chicken, that would have probably used up all the chicken. We're only using 2 pieces of chicken, which, of course, obviously is gonna, I have to thinly slice to obviously even out the consistency of cooking process as well as, you know, portions. And by the way, that's going to be used for baking it after, because you obviously got to put the cheese and all the sauce and all that stuff. Alright. So, got our plate here, which you're going to be putting all the finished product on. Okay. That's going to look fantastic. So, let's show you the cooking process, shall we? Okay, as you guys can see right here, we got a pan, this here for cooking noodles, which are going to be for me and my mother, because my dad doesn't quite care for that crap, is fettuccine or tortellini. This is going to be a spinach variety. It cooks a little bit long. Serves 4, but me and Mom could solo this, no problem. We're going to be adding that in with the sauce, the ragu sauce. Okay, so for placing this in, a trick I like to do is just tossing it in, being careful. You gotta put it in carefully. Now this recipe is so simple, gamers who are lazy could do this recipe. It's that freaking simple. Turn it up though, sadly, because that's way too warm. Alright. That's going to cook. And how you're going to tell this is done, I'll show you a little what I like to do to, you know, cautiously check to make sure that it gets cooked thoroughly. A tiny bit of pink will not kill you. I mean, it has to be microscopic pink will not kill you. Unless, of course, you want pure white meat, what's going to be dry, whatever. But, again, you don't really have to fully cook the chicken if you don't want to, because it's going to be cooking in the oven. Though is you want to, this though beforehand is salt it. A little bit of pepper on the chicken. Alright. We're gonna cut into one of these chickens and see how it looks. Gonna have some Robusto Ragu roasted garlic sauce and cooking that with the remainder of the oven with these little beauties. So I'm gonna finish cooking these up and I'll let you guys see what happens next. Now, I broke it up too with a big piece, and I broke it up into portions that'd be easier to exorderate or sort out. Alright, so now I'm going to take this ragu sauce and I'm going to pour it all over this, right? Make sure it's saucy. Chicken's already cooked, so it's just a process of letting it cook. Take the rest of this here. Now we're just gonna let the oven preheat here. Okay. It's done boiling. We'll be able to cook these for 18 minutes. 15 to 18 minutes or until tender to taste. I'm going to have to drain this as well, which is really not that hard. The main thing about pasta is you always have to pay attention to it. Don't leave it alone. Watch it. Pretend like it's your child. Cook it. Once that's cooked, it'll taste delicious. You don't have to be an asshole about this. So, treat it like your friend, and it'll treat you good. Soggy noodles equals ass. So, okay. Apparently, it would work if the oven was actually on. Awesome. Hello. Okay, now we're going to be putting this in the oven here. It's already cooked. It's cooking. Going to be cooking rather. Set that to 8 minutes. So let's pull out the chicken. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Thank you, mystery hand. It's always convenient to have mystery hands, guys. Okay, so comes the plate. Seeing we're serving this for my friend's father. Well, of course, we gotta plate this without the noodles because he doesn't like noodles. So, how you plate it, it's quite simple. Get a nice gooey clump of that. Look at that. Seeing this man is going to be extremely hungry. Grab some extra chicken. See, in the hippie's kitchen, and you don't go about you know, perfection, and you just go about results. There it is, folks. Chicken Parmesan for someone who doesn't like the pasta that's provided. You can use any pasta you like with this. This is just kind of example. Alright. So for people who do like the pasta, here's how we do it. We do this old Sicilian style. Alright, now we want to grab some of this chicken here. Grab it. First, grab some of this sauce. Look at that. Perfecto. Now for the hippie in me. This is how we do it gangster style. Look at that. First, want to eat some of the noodles. Delicious. I'll get some of this chicken here. Fantastic. Tastes homemade. It's good for you. You know, a lot of people who take the piss out of a situation like this, you know, they're probably gonna say, look at that fat fuck. He's cooking that chickens in that oil, man. And it's like, man, really? You'd be eating this chicken too if you saw it in real life. And you're like, no, I totally wouldn't, man. I'd probably spit it out on your crotch, man, so it burn your insides, man. I'm like, that is cool, man. Alright, let's look. Totally raw. Still needs to be done. See, that's the tricky thing about chicken. You think it looks done, but it really is not. Needs to cook a little bit longer.